Hello, dear traders, and welcome to my first episode. Now, this is going to be a really exciting journey. I want to bring you all. How do you actually develop a EA or an automated bot, right? And we're going to start with something really basic, and then we'll evolve from there. I'm going to use a basic Bollinger Band, and then we're going to evolve this strategy in order to make this a profitable strategy. I'm going to walk you through all the way from how to build the bot, how to test the bot, how to analyze the bot, how to optimize the bot, do some quant analysis on the results, and then setting up your virtual private server, host the bot on a demo account, and basically how to then sell your bots in MQL5 market. So it's going to be a series of episodes. And so if you stay and tune in, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And I hope you really enjoy the journey with me. And together we can make this bot profitable. Okay. So firstly, here's I'm looking at the Euro USD. I'm not particularly sure what time frame this bot is going to work in. However, we can start with a 1 hour, or we could actually go. We could also try and make it work on 5 minutes. It just really depends. Usually, the lower the time frame, the more noisy the market it is. So most traders tend to use the 1 hour, right? So I've removed the Bollinger Band for now, so we can start on a simple chart. Looking at a chart, it's nothing more than just price action. But the moment you start putting indicators into a chart canvas, it starts telling a story, right? The Bollinger Band contains a number of settings. We're going to start with a period of 20 days and standard deviation of 2 applied to the close of the trading day with let's go with maybe a yellow color. Okay. And here it is. This is your Bollinger Band. The theory behind this is that the middle line is your moving average, 20-day moving average, right? So I'm hoping everybody knows what a 20-day moving average is, which is the sum and the average of the last 20 days. And that gets plotted in the middle. And then the upper band and the lower band simply indicate the 2 standard deviation from the average, right? If we were to change the deviation to a 5, you can see how much five five standard deviations away from the average, right? So it's actually a lot larger, and the price tends to be mostly in the middle of that standard deviation, right? Only on extreme occasions you might the price actually hits the the bottom band of the Bollinger Band, right? So, well, the most common deviation is a 2 standard deviation, and this is where price kind of tends to hit and bounce back and etc. Right? So we're going to try and build an EA, okay, and eventually we're going to enhance the EA. We're going to build some strategies. Very important to build in some risk management, right? No strategies will be profitable unless you have a very strong risk management concept, okay? And this goes with any strategy. Some strategies can be 40%, high win rate and still be profitable, okay? It's the good old saying, it's not about a single trade, it's about a series of trades, right? And over time, with the right risk management in place over the long period of time, most strategies tend to be profitable. Okay, so Bollinger Bands. How do traders apply this? You can see that when the price hits the bottom of the Bollinger Band, what one usually expects is that price reacts, and then it bounces back to the upside. And then, when it hits the upper band, then price reacts, and then he comes down again, and then he goes back to the upper band, and he bounces back, right? So the Bollinger Band is literally nothing more than boundaries around the average, right? The average, and then the two upper bands. And so what we need to do is study together, how do we know, right? And this is the secret. How do we know when the market is going to turn around, right? And this is where we're going to be applying, identifying key candle patterns. We're going to be trying to build in some divergence, and I've been able to identify divergence in the price action, right? And using other indicators, potentially maybe using the MACD, moving average convergent divergence indicator. We might look into relative strength index indicator, and a number of indicators, right? That can help us really identify that turning point. So I'll leave it at that as the first video. But what I will do is get started in building the shell of the bot. I'm going to be using a low-code platform to help us build the various modules using FXDreema, which I find it to be a really cool platform to help us build, EAs. And then together we're going to build up on the code and then test the code. And then if it doesn't work, we'll go back to the code, refine it, fine tune it, until eventually we're going to find a profitable strategy that we can all leverage. Right? If it works, we can make it open for others to use it. Thanks all, and we'll catch up soon in the next episode. Bye.